live on RaceBot, so now we just wait for them to catch up, and here we go. Let's see what 3 treasures we have in the throne room. They are looking for an extra magic key or wings. Either one of those would be really nice.
Yep. Both of those would leave them with an extra key to start off with, which means they wouldn't have to look for a Moldar.
Oh, then there are wings. That's excellent. That's a great pickup. Wings in the treasury.
Yep. Wings and some gold, so they can fill up on keys right away.
All right, so let's see what's in the treasury here. Oh, nope, he's going to actually go buy some keys first. He's going to go fill up on keys and then come back and check the treasury.
Yeah, that's what you want to do here. That way, because if you open the treasury, you no longer have a key. So you want to go buy some keys first.
Exactly. And they'll probably, I would imagine they'll check what's in the basement here of Tantagel before doing so, I would imagine, just to see what's down there.
Maybe.
Nope, MisterHomes going straight for the treasury. As his NESCard. Well, so, okay. Yeah,
that's generally how I play it. You want to see what's in the treasury first. I mean, could be Erdrick's sword, could be any number of things that would be helpful, depending on what's in the basement.
Herb.
And another magic key.
Little bit of gold.
Herb. Yeah. Smaller gold. The only small gold chest and another herb.
So now this is going to bring up a big question as we get later in the game. Depending on what's in the basement here at Tantagel, that there is a gold chest in that treasury, but it's the small gold chest. A gold grind is possible, but is it going to be feasible? What's your take on that?
I mean, it's definitely feasible. I have a feeling, unless they're close, neither player will probably gold grind on that chest, though. I mean, they both know it's going to be a close race, so they're going to want to save. They're not going to waste that much time.
Okay, question in chat from Junky. What's an average runtime for this game? I would say a really good time is 60 minutes, and average is 90-ish. Maybe 75 to 90. And
I would say around there.
Looks like NESCard has found the token cave. Or the tablet cave, I should say.
Yep, and he's going to do it in the dark. So he has confidence. And he got some wings.
Alright, so we have... Oh, MisterHomes got to level 2, which I missed, and he's taking on a Magidraki. Looks like he's going to use some herbs. And Hurtmore sends Holmes back to start.
Yep. As I said, the Draki with Hurtmore. It was a Magidraki, but close enough.
Alright, now we have NESCard getting out of the tablet cave, and now it looks like he's going to go do some leveling up.
Yep.
So why don't you explain the use of zones here in, the early game here, like Zone 0 versus Zone 1?
Yeah, no, the zone directly surrounding Tantagel Castle is Zone 0. The highest level enemy in that zone will be a Scorpion. Once you get to a little bit to the east and west or north and south of the castle, you have Zones 1 and 2, which can be up to a wolf in difficulty. So even if you want some little bit tougher enemies, then you venture a little farther from the castle. And Zone 1 is to the east and west. Zone 2 is to the north and south of the castle.
Nice hit point increase there for level 3 for MisterHomes.
Yep. And beyond that, all the zones are randomized, so anything could be there.
It looks like NESCard is going to take advantage of the death and pick up a couple extra herbs. And a little bit of extra gold. The nice thing here is that he doesn't have to use up a magic key because there's a magic key actually in the treasury.
Right, so he gets it right back, so... No harm in grabbing all that stuff. Since they don't have a heal spell, it's good to have some extra herbs.
Yeah, Razor Knight, lots of randomized in this game. A whole lot. And there's more coming in version 2.0, which should be released in the not too terribly distant future.
Yeah, not too far. There's only one more thing to do, and I actually may end up pushing that back to the next version, so just one sprite that's not quite done.
Yep. So here we go. And if you're looking for Yeah, we just finished the Zelda 2 tournament, Zelda 2 Randomizer tournament. There is a full Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament going on, and the Link to the Past Rando, and a Super Metroid item randomizer. And I think there is talk about a Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament coming up relatively soon, too.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, Razor Knight, the map is completely randomized. It's generated, and so you get a completely different map every seed.
And Mr. Holmes finds coal. Let's see what is in the search spot at coal. If this is the armor, Holmes is going to have a huge advantage, and it is the armor.
Oof. Yep.
Ooh, that's a huge advantage.
Yes, this may hurt NESCard because he tends to grind a longer time than most players around the castle. Although he's still level 1, I guess, so he not really ready to go venturing out yet. I've noticed in the last several races he tends to grind up until level 5 or 6 before he goes venturing out.
And just north of Cole is Sharlock, the final castle of the game, so that might be a really nice grind spot to grind on the first level of Sharlock and just hop out back to Cole to the inn.
Yep. It's always nice to have a town nearby the entrance to Sharlock there.
And also to note, Mr. Holmes also did pick up a copper sword in Cole. Oh, and NESCard finds out the Magidrakies have hurt more. And we have a level 5 pickup here for Mr. Holmes, which has heal more and stop spell. Oh, and he finds Rimmildar, the key town. Not really, too terribly necessary in this, considering how they all have max keys right now. Just a gold chest in Rimmildar. So now Mr. Holmes has a little bit of staying power to him, so he should be able to take care of some of these more difficult enemies. Ooh, we have a large shield here in Rimmildar, so I would imagine he'll be picking up one of them at some point relatively soon.
Yep.
And was that also Repel I saw?
Yeah, level 5 would have given them Heal and Repel.
Yep.
So they should have Sleep, Stop Spell, Heal More, Heal and Repel now. 21 magic points for NESCard. Didn't see that, didn't catch the rest of that, but it's a nice boost.
Ooh, Vanilla Stones in the Stones of Sunlight Cave for Mr. Holmes.
Alright, so there is one item off the list.
Okay, so, while NESCard is fighting up and while Holmes is looking for various things, various caves, various towns, one of the wonderful things about having Erdrick's armor this soon into the game is that Erdrick's armor is, it's one of the most broken armors in NES RPG history. You want to kind of explain that one a little bit?
Yeah, the Erdrick's armor is fairly OP. It protects you from swamp, so you no longer take damage from swamp. Every step you take gives you back 1 hit point. It reduces the damage from fire breath. It reduces the damage from hurt more. And it prevents you from getting stop spelled.
Yeah, so it pretty much makes you, I'm not going to say invincible, but pretty tough to hit.
Yeah. So definitely an overpowered armor.
Oh, and we have the stones pick up for NESCardinality.
Alright, so both players with the Stones of Sunlight now.
NESCard grinding up for level 4, and it looks like Holmes has found, is that Swamp South? Or is he in the Tablet Cave? Oh, nope, obviously not the Tablet Cave with the enemy.
Yep. Didn't see where he entered there.
The only way he could go was east, so...
Yeah. Swamp, yeah, it was right next to Tanager, I assume, just west of Tanager. That would have been Swamp Cave, yes.
That is a heck of an agility increase there for level 6 for Mr. Holmes. don't know. Given his path, is this... No, this is a mountain cave, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be.
NESCard getting to level 4. Oop, this wizard's going to block him off, though.
Yeah. That gives NESCard heal more, so I imagine now he'll start venturing out. And I imagine he'll find coal relatively quickly.
First chest.
If he can get past this wolf.
First chest of the mountain cave was gold.
Alright.
Ooh, NESCard with the excellent move, taking down that wolf and getting up to level 5.
Yep, those are always a nice kill early on. 40 experience points is a nice boost.
It looks like he's going to stay and grind there a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I've noticed him doing... He tends to stick around the castle longer than most players.
Key into Cursed Belt are the next 2 in the mountain cave. Mr. Holmes making his way through the mountain cave in the basement. Or just making his way through the mountain cave in the dark is what I meant to say. NESCard doing NESCard doing a little bit of grinding on his side.
Yep.
So really, the play for NESCard here should be to kind of wander south, because right where, a little south and a little west is where Cole was, which we know has the Eldritch armor.
Yep. It's pretty much directly west of where he is, but...
Yeah.
But again, he'll probably stick around here till about level 7.
Oh, yeah, somewhere around there, I would think. Oh, and there's level 6, which has that huge agility game.
Yep. 18 agility.
Oh, rogue scorpions will be a nice little kill eventually, once they get a better weapon or hurt more, because they seem to do stop spell a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, rogue scorpion's another good mid-range enemy to fight.
Wraith Knights with baby fire. So is Mr. Holmes taking a death here to set up a gold grind?
Could be, yeah. That'd be an interesting choice this early.
Well, it could just be a mini gold grind to get maybe a large shield and a better weapon if there was one.
Yeah, could be. And it looks like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. And, herb grind too, I would imagine. So, why don't you explain, for those that may be newer here, why don't you explain the mechanics of the gold grind, or the item grind?
Yeah, so one of the limitations of this game is it keeps track of every chest you've opened in a dungeon, but it only has a space to store 8 of those chests. So, if you can manage to open more than 8 chests without leaving the dungeon, basically without stepping onto the overworld, because stepping onto the overworld clears that storage area for the chests. If you can manage to open more than 8 chests, then the game has nowhere to store it. So it never stores that you open the chest, and you can continuously open it over and over. Now, one thing the programmers forgot to do was to clear that chest array when the player dies. So if you go into a dungeon, open 5 or 6 chests, you get killed, you go to the throne room, which adds another 3 chests because there were originally 3 in there. Those get added automatically when you re-enter the throne room. That gives you 8, and then you just simply walk into the treasury and start opening chests. And if one of those chests happens to have gold, you can just keep grabbing gold until your heart's content.
Yeah, exactly. So he definitely found something, given that where he's grinding up to. We know we've seen the large shield in Remeldar, but I didn't see. I'm guessing he found a flame sword.
Well, he's seen, what, coal and Rimeldar, I believe?
Yeah, coal and Remeldar.
Alright, so, Yeah, like, Rimeldar does have the flame sword, so that's probably what he's after.
Okay, so he's after the flame sword and the large shield. Yep, that's probably what he's going after.
Yep. So that means he'll grind about 10,600 gold.
Yep.
And probably go save, and then hit Remeldar up.
And Troper Zero, to answer your question in chat, who got a free Dragon Warrior with a Nintendo Power subscription? I absolutely did. That was one of the first NES games I actually purchased for myself instead of just renting them from Blockbuster.
Yep, I believe I got mine with Nintendo Power as well. It definitely wasn't the first game I had, but
it wasn't the first, but it was one of them.
Yeah, I know I know what my first two were, but I don't remember the order that I got the rest of them in. But
Mr. Holmes has finished his gold grind. He's going to save the game, and then he's going to make the trip to Remeldar.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely played this game a lot as a kid, so.
Oh, yeah. And then Dragon Warrior 2, and Dragon Warrior 3, and Dragon Warrior 4.
I didn't play any of the other ones until much later. I think I rented them for a few weekends, but I never played them. Never played them to completion until much later.
Yeah, this game was definitely the game that got me into the role-playing game genre really pretty early in my video game life, I should say.
Same here. I would venture to say this is probably the first good role-playing game.
Well, this came out before Final Fantasy, so.
Oh yeah, Dragon Warrior 3 was out, I believe, around the same time as Final Fantasy 1. So.
Okay, there you go. All right, so here we go into Remeldar, and it looks like Mr. Holmes is going to pick up his flame sword, which is the second best sword in the game, and the large shield.
Yep. So he is well armed.
NESCard finding Remeldar, which is going to be big for him because right next to Remeldar is Cole, which has Erdrick's armor.
Yep, that's assuming he goes the correct direction. It is north of Remeldar, so if he chooses to go west or south, then he'll miss it for a little while.
And NESCardinality buying some clothes, so he is no longer naked hero.
Grabbing that chest, which is gold, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And now he's going to go run. I think he's going to go pick up a chainmail. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Holmes getting sent back to start by a Star Wyvern. If NESCardinality goes north, which he's not, there's Cole, but he's going to go south. Ooh, Metal Slime on Mr. Holmes' side. Is he going to be able to kill it before it runs?
Yeah, that is the question. Yep,
Ooh,
excellent.
He got it. He got it. So this will get him up to level 7 relatively quickly.
Yep.
Another big agility gain.
So yeah, and with that, he takes the lead in experience.
Oh, NESCardinality running into a block.
Yep. Dead end. So it looks like nothing else to find this direction. He hasn't found coal yet, but he should shortly.
Okay, and he finds the Rainbow Drop Cave, aka the Jerk Cave.
Yep. He'll want to remember where that is for later.
Not too far from Rumbledar, kind of in the same desert Rumbledar is.
Yep, and he should be coming up. There it is.
There's Cole and there's Shark.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Okay, there's Cole, there's Shark. Yep. So now he's going to pick up his Erdrick armor, he's going to do a little happy dance, and get on with the game.
Yep.
Oh, he's
going to grab a copper sword.
Yep.
And some nice shiny OP armor.
Armor. Alright, so now they're just looking for caves. They're probably... Oh, is that... Oh, no, that was the mountain cave, I believe, brother.
Yep, that would have been Mountain Cave. So yeah, there's still a few more caves to find. There's still Garenham to find. There's some chests there.
There's a cave north of
another
Charlotte.
Cave in... Okay. Also another cave in Garenham that they'll want to find. Yep, that was Swamp Cave, so not very useful right now.
The only way that would have been useful is if Swamp South led to the back door of Garenham, but, you know.
Yep. And also Cantlin is another place that you might want to find if they need coordinates for whatever item is on the overworld, which could be the token.
So what are the chances then when it comes... So the token can be either in a chest or an overworld search spot. Is that just kind of randomly assigned, or are there like certain specific chances you give to each outcome?
It's a 50-50 chance of it being in a chest. If it's not in a chest, then it's in one of the random spots. And so then it has a 1 in 3 chance of being on the overworld.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
So we already know the armor was in Cole, so then now it's 50-50 for it to be on the overworld or in Hawksness.
Exactly. Rufford, to answer your question in chat, where is the bracket status? I just posted a link to the bracket, but just for shorthand, this is the bottom bracket final. So after this, then there's only one more match, or maybe two. The winner of this goes on to take on Game Boy F9 in the grand final, but given that this is a double elimination tournament, Game Boy F9 would need to win 1, whereas the winner of this would need to win 2 against Game Boy.
Right. Although either player capable of doing that.
Absolutely. And from a personal standpoint, I'm hoping that it goes to a, sudden death tournament deciding game.
I would like to see that as well. I think everyone would, probably.
Oh, yeah, I would think. Nope, NESCard finding a town. Let's see what we got here.
And he has found Breckenary. Not too much useful here, but he's going to check and see if there's some kind of equipment he can buy.
Silver shield.
They have a broadsword, they have a silver shield. So he'll keep that in mind for later, if he decides to gold grind for the shield.
I would imagine he'll also probably pick up a dragon scale here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, because they do have an item shop here. And Cole has an item shop, but most people don't like to go to the item shop in Cole because it's a bit of a walk. And he decides not to get the dragon scale yet. He's not worried about it.
And just south is a cave. Let's see what cave this is.
Yep, probably wants to wait for Garenham, where the item shop's right by the entrance. Doesn't consider it important enough to walk all the way across town to get. Ooh. The Wizard with Dragon Lord Breath.
Ooh.
Gotta love that surprise.
Surprise! You're now a charcoal briquette. Alright, so NESCard probably going to make his way back to where he found that cave south of Breckenary.
Yep, he's going to want to find out what that is, because it could be important.
MisterHomes, for the experience lead he hasn't really found much new lately. I mean, he has a little bit of an experience advantage, and he has equipment advantage, but as far as exploration goes, they're kind of even right now.
NESCard seems to be very good at keeping up, even with the inferior equipment. So.
At least the Wyvern kind of, behaved a little bit by sleeping for a couple turns. Now, the question is he even going to try to kill it? Ooh, we have a level 9 pickup for MisterHomes, and level 9 has hurt more. All right, here we go. That's going to make this seed take off.
Yep. Although he has a flame sword already, so it's not not going to help him quite as much. But
no, but he'll be able to get levels a lot quicker.
Yeah, he'll be able to kill a lot of enemies with one shot. Now. Ooh, down to 1 hit point, but he does take down the Star Wyvern.
NESCard going to Cole, using their inn, and now he's going to keep going off to Brecconary in the cave south of.
Yep. Both players getting a lot of exploration done.
MisterHomes one-shotting Metal Scorpion with an excellent move.
Yep. And NESCard fighting a wizard with hurt, so that's a very good enemy to fight at this point. 130 experience points. It obviously can't do much damage to you, so
yeah, especially and now that he's put and we have a Garanham find for MisterHomes.
Yep.
Oh, and he finally dons his dragon scale.
Now he puts his dragon scale on. He just remembered, I should pick up a dragon scale. Wait, I already have one. I just never put it on.
Gonna go to the inn, then he's gonna check out the 3 chests behind and check out what's in the basement.
Yep. As soon as this guy gets out of the way. There we go.
Yo, dude, get off your phone. Alright.
Yeah, he's texting and walking. Just walking in front of people. Silver Harp. That's a good find. So it's 2 items off his checklist.
I don't think we've seen the Staff of Rain cave, though.
No, I don't believe we have yet. And it could be here.
It could be.
And it is.
So. Well, there's that. So that means the other cave. So the cave south of Brecconary then is either going to be Swamp South or it's going to be the Grave of Garen.
Yep.
Ooh, and NESCard takes a really untimely death to that wizard.
Oof. So yeah, that Staff of Rain guy sends you on the long, arduous quest upstairs to get the Silver Harp for him. Grandeur, yeah, that's a bug that happens in the original game as well. Sometimes it's just when the chest array is full, the pointer value basically doesn't get set right, and that causes sometimes to be random text to come up when you open a chest. It's something I've debated on trying to track down and fix, but I don't know. I think people kind of like the random text, so I'm not sure if I should.
I don't know. I think it's kind of neat, especially when you get things like you have found the red.
Yeah. I kind of like the sword Magidrak, or
There you go, sword magician.
I've seen Magidrak as well. I think I like that one better. Anything ends on a K sounds cooler, It's
and we have Hawksness on MisterHomes' side.
And a Metal Slime, which ran away. So he could get lucky and find the token here. It means he is basically done searching for everything except the sword. If he does find the token here.
I don't know if he's seen the Rainbow Drop Cave though.
Maybe not. Yeah, I know NESCard has, but he might not know where it is yet.
Oh, NESCard just running some brutal luck.
Yeah, NESCard not having good luck with exploration right now.
Alright, so Holmes is looking for an Axe Knight here, ideally.
And Stone Man. That's not too bad. He can put him to sleep though, and hurt more him a couple times, and take him out, or he can just fight. He does have a flame sword, I guess. So.
Yeah, he does have a flame sword and some relatively decent health.
Yeah,
or strength, I should say.
Stone Man not doing a ton of damage, so.
Oh, but Stone Men have sleep.
Alright, so he's gonna stop spell it. Probably would have put it to sleep first myself, but. So now. Let's see how he handles this. He's getting low on MP. Looks like the Stone Man might be nice and stay asleep. Probably take it out with one more shot. And not quite. But it's a chance to sleep, and this should do it. It is done. And what does he find? The fairy flute. Sometimes useful, usually not, though.
The only time it's really, really useful is if there's a golem as the mini boss in Sherlock.
Yep. Although 2.0 will have golems could be random encounters in Sherlock, so
that's true,
another time when it could be helpful in the future.
So, knowing what we know, then this puts Erdrick's token either on the overworld or in the Grave of Garen.
Yep.
So Mr. Holmes is still looking for both of those places. He's hopefully going to find Cantlin, and in Cantlin he'll be able to get the coordinates, which will basically tell him where it is on the overworld. Or if he says, I forget what the message is if there's nothing, but if he doesn't get coordinates, then it's in the Grave of Garen.
Yeah, basically he says, I have faith in your victory. I have faith that you will defeat the Dragon Lord, but I don't have really anything else to tell you.
You should change that to random text, like, some random song quotes.
Yeah, here we go.
Just have him say, thou may go and search. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
A quote from Monty Python or something.
Exactly. Board, to answer your question, basically, yes.
Yeah. Goldman doesn't give much experience. It doesn't have a lot of hit points in this version, though, so sometimes worth it early on. But most of the time, you just want to run away. I have a tendency to, if I encounter one early levels and I don't have a lot of gold, I'll fight it just to get gold to get a better weapon or something, but...
Looks like NESCard is taking on, I believe this is the mountain cave. I think.
Make it so.
Mr. Holmes fights off that Star Wyvern with 5 HP and 1 MP.
Fighting a gold man. Speaking of.
There we go. Ooh, Axe Knights.
Yep.
Axe Knights are nice in Dragon Warrior Randomizer because they give very good experience, and a lot of times, 50-ish% of the time, you'll be able to take them down with one Hurtmore spell.
Yep. So those are a good enemy to encounter. Now, if you find one in Hawksness, that's a great place to grind. Stone Man a little less so, but still, they might end up grinding on that once they found all the equipment that you need.
Mr. Holmes is going to go fill up on keys.
Yep, probably getting a little low. Just wants to make sure he doesn't run out, because that would be tragic. Although with Rumaldar close by, it's not too bad. But
yeah, I've seen the exclamation point DWR in chat a few times. Is there a way maybe you could send them a link to your website for the randomizer?
Yeah, I suppose I could do that. It's pretty easy to remember.
No, that's easy enough to remember.
Yes, I registered that domain recently, and that will currently take you to the GitHub page. Eventually I will have a website for it, but it's not done yet.
Blue Dragon taking out NESCard, sending him back to start. Oh, Church of JT, I can take care of that.
Oh, yep. There you go.
Doink, doink. There you go, sir. Or ma'am, whichever you happen to be. Alright, so we got Mr. Holmes doing some more exploration, and it looks like
He's filling up on bamboo poles.
he's going to be strong. He's going to be able to stick enemies with several bamboo poles. Now, he also, NESCard also did find the flame sword in Rumeldar, and he has found the silver shield that was in Breckenary. So it's going to be interesting to see where he grinds to. Is he going to grind to get both, or is he going to just, grind to get something? We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Nice hit point increase from Mr. Holmes.
Oh, okay, I guess he is done. So, 2,000 gold? I'm not sure what he's after.
Broadsword?
Maybe?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Broadsword and large shield, yeah.
Yep,
okay, there you go.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, he's not going to worry about the silver shield, looks like. If he were going to do it, he would do it now.
Right.
Yep, the gold grind in the vanilla game, not quite as useful, although it is still using the non-manipulated speedrun. But it does take a while. Because the maximum chest is about 6 to 13 gold.
The Tedster, to answer your question in chat, I would say an average time for these races are 75 to 90 minutes. They can go longer, they can go shorter, but this one seems to be kind of heading toward right on average.
Yep. Yeah, this one's looking pretty good.
So the only way I see this really being drug out by any long stretch is if you get some really, really trolly stat gains over the next few levels.
Yeah, occasionally you'll get a really tough seed that ends up taking longer. I mean, there has been one seed that was over 3 hours, I believe, in the tournament. Jacquemus, and I can't remember who is racing, but
in this tournament it was
it's
Seawolf.
rare.
And in last tournament it was actually Jacquemus and NESCard that got the 3 hour seed.
Yeah, Jacquemus is good at finding those 3 hour seeds.
Yeah,
they are pretty rare though. Yeah, it's rare for it to go over 2 hours, or at least very much over 2 hours.
Dweddit, to answer your question, this is the bottom bracket finals. The winner of this takes on Game Boy F9 in the grand finals.
Yep.
And Hero Steven, to answer your question, Healmore at level 8, yes. I believe it was actually at level 6.
Healmore, I believe is level 4, actually.
Oh, was it 4? Okay.
Yeah, level 4.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't see if there was anything near Hawksness at all. Is there a town? I guess there's
I didn't see anything.
Garenham is somewhat near it, but yeah, I feel like they'll probably grind in Sharlock once they get to that point, because Cole's right outside.
Fire Krillin, to answer your question, there's a link to the past rando seed that should be starting up over on Speed Gaming 2, if it probably just started or is just about to start up. Beyond that, the next thing I see is 8 p.m. tomorrow, but I'm sure there's probably some on Random Massacre. Randomizer Mania.
Yeah, I didn't see him what he bought, but I'm assuming that's what he bought, because he got the exact amount of gold to get those 2 items, Sparkover. Yeah, because he only grinded up to 2,300 gold, which is just enough to get those, so...
Alright, so we have a Cantlin find on Mr. Holmes' side,
Go ahead.
And on NESCard's side, we do have the Grave of Garen.
Yep. So he'll be finding some stuff down here, and Mr. Holmes will find out if he needs to go counting or keep looking for chests. No, Holmes hasn't found Garen's grave yet, has he?
No.
Okay, so he may still want to find that because the sword could be there. Sword in the Fighter's Ring are really the only things left for him to find, though.
Oh, Death Necklace.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think either player's found the Death Necklace yet either.
20 north, 12 west. That doesn't seem bad.
Yep. That is definitely not. He will count that out immediately, grab his token. Meanwhile, NESCard, stopped by a blue dragon. I didn't see if he got any of the chests in the grave.
He picked up the Death Necklace and an empty one, so I'm assuming it was a torch.
All right.
So why don't you explain what you've done with the Death Necklace in this randomizer?
Yeah, so in the vanilla game, the Death Necklace does really nothing. It sells for 1,200 gold, and it curses you if you use it. And a curse basically means you can't enter Tanager Castle, and if you die, you get immediately kicked out with 1 hit point and whatever magic you had left when you died. Now, in Randomizer, there's an additional feature of the Death Necklace in that it gives you an extra 10 strength, but at the cost of 25% of your maximum hit points. And sometimes that can be very useful if you want to fight the Dragon Lord a little early, or if you just want to hit him harder.
Now, when would you put the Death Necklace on, in your opinion?
Generally, you put that on if you have 129 hit points or more. That leaves you with 97. So if you're going to fight the Dragon Lord with the Death Necklace on, you want to have at least 97 hit points to be safe. Because his max damage fire breath is 48, which means he can't kill you in 2 hits with fire breath. So yeah, at 129 or above, then Death Necklace is an option. Sometimes you go a little lower, but not much. And of course, you want to calculate out your strength, see if you have enough strength to defeat the Dragon Lord. Because if you maybe need 10 more strength, but you have plenty of hit points to spare, then maybe you want to put that on and fight him a level 2 earlier.
So
Yeah, that's true, Dig Shake. 248s in a row is pretty unlikely. But if you want to be safe, then 97 is what you want. But you can get by with a little less.
Oh, that's a good question, Ace of Arrows. McGrew?
Minimum breath roll is 42 with the armor on. Yep, what House Spirit said. 42, 44, 46, and 48 are the 4 values you can get from Dragon Lord's Fire Breath.
That was a nice level on Holmes' side.
I didn't see what he got there.
I think he went up to level 13, I want to say.
And he's about to get him a... No, he's on level 12. Yeah, he's about to get him a rainbow drop. So he is done searching for items. He still wants the sword and the Death Necklace, possibly the Death Necklace.
So is he going to maybe, since Sharlock is right here, is he going to maybe dive down to the Sharlock treasury and see if the sword's in there?
That's probably a good thing to do. You have 6 chests in the Sharlock treasury. You have 1 more in the cavern. So it's 7. There's only 5 in the grave. So there's a higher chance of the sword being here. And the Death Necklace, which we know it's not, but he doesn't. So higher chance of success here.
Yeah. A fighter's ring would be a great pickup here too.
Yep, that can always help. It's only 2. That's 2 strength, which that's another thing that's changed in Randomizer. In the vanilla game, the fighter's ring really does nothing other than change some NPC text. But in remakes of the game, it actually does add attack power. And so I think that was something that was intended in this game, and either the programmers forgot or they just didn't get around to implementing it. So Randomizer does implement that. Adds 2 to your attack power, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it can make a big difference in the fight if it's close. In the Dragon Lord fight. Grandra, the Cursed Belt, there have been some discussions. It's possible, but I don't have any definite plans for it yet, no.
So, Mr. Holmes getting a bunch of enemy encounters here. I'm not sure he's going to have enough wherewithal to make it down to the basement. Ooh, wizards have heal more.
That's a problem. It's nice if they have hurt, but it doesn't help much if they have heal more. Oof, yeah, green dragons. Yeah, it's looking like he won't be able to dive all the way down to the bottom. So interesting choice here for him. He could decide to continue grinding in Sherlock, get a few more levels, and then dive, or maybe go looking for the grave.
NESCard finding Garanham for the first time, so he's going to find the silver harp, which he is going to turn into the Staff of Rain momentarily.
Yep, his long quest to find the silver harp, which is just upstairs.
And now Mr. Holmes running from some Star Wyverns.
Yep, he's done fighting for right now. He's going to go back to Cole to heal up. And then, not sure what he's going to do next.
Looks like he's going to die to this armored knight.
Decide to suicide. That's strange. After running from several enemies. I guess he can't really run from the armored knight. So
yeah.
He just
and it's not that far from Tantagel Castle, so it might at that point it might be quicker just to start.
Yeah, I guess he figured it was probably difficult to run from anyway, and who knows, he might get an excellent move and actually kill it.
Okay, Holmes beelining himself back to Sherlock.
Yep, so I'm going to guess he's probably going to grind here for a little while. He isn't... No, he's diving again. He's attempting to anyway. I don't think he's quite leveled up enough to make the dive, but we'll see.
Well, if he gets good encounter RNG, maybe he might be able to get there.
Maybe. I mean, I guess the gold not being important, he can just continue to go until he can't go anymore and die and try it again. He's not going to lose much time fighting enemies like this.
Yeah.
NESCard's still exploring. He's found... I didn't see what town that was. I think that was Garanham. Yeah, he just left.
Yep, just left Garanham.
Yep. And so, yeah, if he continues around this way, he'll find Hawksness here shortly.
Which you will find a stone man and, unfortunately, the fairy foot.
Yep.
Darkonis, to answer your question, are they required to find anything? Yes, they are still required to find, at minimum, they are required to find the silver harp, which they have to turn into the Staff of Rain. They have to find the Stones of Sunlight, and they have to find Erdrick's Token. Once they have the Staff of Rain, Erdrick's Token, and the Stones of Sunlight, they have to find the Rainbow Drop Cave, where they can trade those three in for the Rainbow Drop, which you need to make the bridge to Sherlock up here.
Yep, and of course there's also the guy you have to find to get the Staff of Rain once you have the harp.
Right. So those are the hard and fast requirements. Generally speaking, it is also quasi-required to pick up Erdrick's armor and Erdrick's sword.
Yeah, it's not strictly required, but you're not going to win a race if you don't.
Oh, and we have the first appearance of what we call the fun police, Red Dragons. Yep. Oh, and they have sleep.
That's brutal.
Oh, they have sleep.
Oh, that's right. This channel doesn't have the emote.
All right.
So that is going to make a huge difference for the dive as well once they go to fight Dragon Lord, because that is a problem. When Red Dragons have sleep and they don't have some other spell like stop spell. Well, of course they can't have sleep and stop spell. You know, they could have sleep and hurt, which wouldn't be quite as bad, but having just sleep is an issue.
Right, because generally speaking, they calculate when they can beat the Dragon Lord based on their attack power and how many heal mores they have. But given the fact that Red Dragons have sleep and they might still be able to jump the hero with an immediate attack, they're going to have to take into account an extra heal more or two just to get to the Dragon Lord with these Red Dragons now.
Oh yeah. They're going to have to probably, they probably have to either burn a stop spell or every time they encounter one, Because with sleep, I mean, they can put you to sleep, sleep lock you until you're dead, and then hope they can run away.
Yep. And it looks like now we have Holmes fighting a stone man again.
Yep. He's making his way down. Looks like he's close to the bottom. And he has enough MP left, he should make it down. Although if he cut a few more armored knights, he won't have it. Yeah, you want to have some extra MP for the dive, because you're going to have to probably stop spell some red dragons. Or get lucky and run from them. But if you don't run from them, you're probably going to need to heal.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard Sherlock dive for our runners. Yeah. This is going to be a brutal one.
Yep, looks like we got red dragons and armored knights, so both difficult to run from.
And Mr. Holmes art dead again.
Oof, yep, didn't quite get down there.
You should change the king's speech to the cold as a cod one again. Because that is such an epic speech in Dragon Warrior 2.
Indeed. Hurt more miss. Okay, yeah. Those are rare, but they do happen. Depending on the enemy, but yeah, on armored knights it's rare.
Razzle, there is no death counter in Dragon Warrior, though there is a death count bot that we use in certain channels.
Yeah. I hope to eventually add one to the randomizer, but that's down the road a little ways.
So NESCard, that was Brackenary, I believe.
Yep.
So what is NESCard still looking for? He has the silver harp. He has to find Catelyn for the token.
Yep. Yep. So he's still looking for Catelyn. He has everything else he needs except for the token. Well, he has everything he can. Did he make it all the way in Garen's grave or not? I didn't know.
No, he only got the first 2 chests, I want to say.
Okay. So, yeah, there's a possibility that the sword or the fighter's ring are in the bottom of Garen's grave. But he's not going to bother with that right now. He wants to find Catelyn. Which he does.
Alright, so he's going to boogie right to the old man, or maybe he's going to buy some herbs first.
Yeah, he may stay at the end first, because he's a little low on MP. He might have enough to get through the barrier. Oh, no, wait, he's got Edric's armor, so he doesn't need to stay with you. And he's going to pick up... And he's going to have to sell something first. I guess now he's going to get his dragon scale.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't put it on right away.
There he goes.
Wait, there he goes. And he has donned the scale of the dragon. And was that 2 defense? And now he's going to... Zarnax, to answer your question, no, not really. Now, NESCard is pretty behind at this point, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah, he doesn't have... He's actually... Yeah, he's behind on items and... Experience.
And 3,000 experience. So really, I mean... Really, the only way that NESCard has a chance in this race is if he goes back to the Grave of Garen, dives the grave of Garen, and at the bottom of Garen's grave is Erdrick's sword. That's really the only chance he has.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are the great equalizers, which Home is fighting now.
That's true.
That could present a problem and slow them down a bit.
A bit, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to get the 3,000 experience deficit back.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, it would take more than one death, but Red Dragon's Asleep could do it. But right now, they're not much of a problem because he doesn't need to conserve MP.
Right.
But when he's actually making the dive to fight Dragon Lord, he's going to want to preserve as much as he can. So.
That is a rainbow babble. I have not seen that before. That emote. I like it.
Home's trying to make this dive again. And he's down past... Oh, but there's a wizard, okay. He's almost out of this zone. I know there were red dragons in the middle zone, but I don't know if there were any other two zones or not. I don't think the top zone had any.
No, the top zone didn't, and I don't think we've seen the bottom zone yet.
He was down at the bottom zone earlier, I think. I think once he passes the stairwell, he'll be in the bottom zone.
Okay.
And
right, so
I didn't see any the first time, but he did run into a lot of armored knights.
Yeah, this was the AK-47 hallway. Oh, look, there they are again.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty prevalent. There might even be 2 slots of them.
This card making his way to the next chest, and that has
Cursed
just a cursed belt.
Yep. Not what he wanted.
Nope.
No, Holmes almost out of MP now. Still has 2 floors to go.
Now this Sherlock dive is just brutal.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, he's probably not too concerned about if he dies. I mean, he wants to get to the bottom, but he's still getting experience, so...
Alright, so here we are at the bottom floor. Can he get to the treasury? That's the big question right now.
Alright, Blue Dragon, Stone Man, not too bad so far. If he runs into another AK, he might be in trouble.
Up to no good. He did get the coordinates, but he wanted to check the bottom of Garen's grave first, and unfortunately it is a bust. So, it looks like the Fighter's Ring and Erdrick's Sword will be here in Sherlock.
Yep. And he's almost there. Fighter's Ring, there it is.
He dons the fight.
Well, he dons a torch? No, now he dons the Fighter's Ring.
Now he dons the Fighter's Ring.
Gold. Torch. And Blue Dragon. Not too bad, he can handle that. And there's the sword.
There's the sword.
I kept waiting for an AK to pop up and kill him before he could get all the chests. Ah, there's the AK.
There's the AK.
Yep. Oh, and he crits it. Yeah, with no MP, he probably couldn't have taken an AK, so it would have been trouble if he'd found one before he got all the chests.
Alright, so now it's just for Mr. Holmes. All he has to do is grind up an appropriate level to beat the Dragon Lord.
Yep.
So, looking at the level 14 stats, what are you thinking as far as, his chances at Dragon Lord now versus, another level or two? What do you think?
Let me see here. Get his level 14 stats. Let's see, I have 78 strength, 112 HP, 88 MP. He's definitely not there yet. I mean, he's not really even close. Death Necklace not an option at this point. So he definitely needs a few levels.
Okay, so here we go, grind time. And NESCardinality is also going to do the same thing that Mr. Holmes just did, I'm guessing, which is make his way down to the basement of Sherlock to get the treasury, is my guess.
Actually, yeah, 82 MP, not 88.
Also interesting to note, I don't think Mr. Holmes picked up the Death Necklace. I don't think he ever saw the Grave of Garen or Breckenary.
Yeah, that's true too. Now, of course, at this point, he's not worried about that because he can't use it anyway, but if he gets a sudden HP boost, he might be thinking, oh crap, I need to find Garen's grave. And that's also, if he decides not to bother with that, that could be an advantage for NESCard.
Yep.
If they get a sudden HP boost and they're close, if the Death Necklace makes a difference, that'll help NESCardinality out.
Yeah, well, but he has to make up now a nearly 4,000 experience difference to get there, though.
Yep. Now, he's grinding now, so...
Which we know to be the absolutely right move. Because at this level, he's probably not getting down to the basement.
Yeah. Although, again, I mean, if you walk down to the basement, you're still grinding. Doesn't really lose much time. You just take a death instead and go back to the Tangential Castle, which isn't that far away, so not a huge loss. But, yeah, it probably is faster to just stay up here and then run to coal. But NESCard does know the sword's down there, so once he feels comfortable making the dive, he'll probably give it a shot. I mean, their agility at this point is actually 84 agility. It's not bad.
No, that's actually... Now, what... At 80... You said 84? So what are their chances...
Well, that's... Mr. Holmes has... actually, Mr. Holmes has 90 agility now.
Okay, so what are his chances of running from AK-47s and Red Dragons at that?
I don't know the exact numbers. That's one of the calculations I need to learn. But
I'm sorry. I thought you had that there. My bad.
Yeah, I'm not that person. But with 90 agility, it's about 50-50 from a Red Dragon. A little bit higher than that for an Armored Knight.
Okay.
It's too bad Mr. Holmes isn't in chat. He could tell us, but well, he's a little occupied.
Yeah, slightly. Slightly occupied.
Yeah, I know it's agility versus agility, basically. So the Red Dragons have 90 agility, so it's a 50-50 chance at that point. The Armored Knights have 86.
So... Is Mr. Holmes just trying to get to the floor with the Red Dragons and grind on them?
Maybe. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He may just want to know what the mini-boss is for when he gets there. I mean, if it's a Red Dragon, that might make a difference.
I don't think we've seen a golem yet, this entire race.
Yeah, there's not been a golem, so it could be... That is another option. But, he wants to know if it's something he has to worry about. A golem is no problem, because they both have the flute. So did we lose the tracker? Seems like maybe.
It's just not listening to Sparkover right now.
Yeah.
Maybe if once Feasel updates it, maybe it'll start listening to Sparkover again. Maybe Feasel can threaten it.
Oh yeah, it's a little behind, isn't it? Let's see. But yeah, NESCAR's got the right idea here. Yeah, it all depends. Now, with this high agility, the Red Dragons are going to be less of a problem. But they still can be a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Now, of course, level 15 is still not quite there as far as fighting Dragon Lord, so a couple more levels, who knows how much agility they'll get. Red Dragons might not be a problem at all. I mean, if you get very much more agility, you're better than 50% to run from them. Maybe you just run and not worry about the sleep.
And that would be the best for the runners, because then they can have a little bit more MP when going down to face the Dragon Lord.
Yep. That's probably what I would do if if my run percentage was better than 50% from them. I would just run. And the Armored Knight's not a huge danger, especially with the high agility. I mean, they do a lot of damage, but they're the biggest obstacle to those is when you can't run from them. Yeah, if you can run within a couple turns, it's not too bad to deal with.
Yeah, especially considering how past the sleep spell, they don't do anything other than attack. So
yeah, well, I mean I'm talking about the Armored Knights right now. The Red Dragons are still a bit of an issue because they can put you to sleep.
That's true.
Armored Knights don't have anything, but they just attack, so they're less of a danger. And with the slightly lower agility, you should be able to run from them most of the time.
Mac Attack 41, to answer your question, yes, this is a race. This is Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Bottom bracket finals.
Yep. Yeah, it's just looking more grim for NESCardinality with the high agility they're getting.
Yeah.
Because his one chance to come back is to have MisterHomes die a few times on the dive, and that's looking less likely. But we'll see. It's not over till it's over. But a 5,000 point experience gap is tough to overcome. Yeah, Holmes. Two monsters here have sleep. Yeah, there's the Stone Man and the Red Dragon that have sleep. But Stone Man, not difficult to run from.
Yeah, Sparkover, there is still a potential for the Death Necklace to be a thing if, they get a ton of HP but not much in the way of strength. So, yeah the Death Necklace still could be a thing.
Yep, and that could save NESCard from having to get, a level or two. So, that is one possibility. We'll just have to see how the stats play out.
Lord of Synth, to answer your question, yes, MisterHomes won the Dragon Warrior Randomizer 1 tournament last year. He did win.
Yep, he is the reigning champion. And so he will, if he does win this, he'll get the chance to defend that championship against Mr. Game Boy F9.
Sparkover, I think we can forgive you if you're a little biased in this race.
Yeah, I think we could let that go. we would understand. Yeah, so here comes NESCard. He's gonna hit the N and Coal. Head back to Sharlock. And Holmes has reached level 16. 1 power, 12 speed, 4 hit points, and 14 MP.
Well, that didn't do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, that 1 power, not very helpful. I still don't think he's quite there.
The Death Necklace, even if he had Death Necklace, it's still not a thing. So, the agility is out of this world, but everything else, not so much.
Yep, agility's good. Everything else, not there. He still has 84 strength, 99 MP. So yeah, he still needs about. Actually, I don't know. He's getting close, but he needs about 4 more strength. Yeah, he could possibly do it with a few double attacks, but he would need some good luck.
Okay, Game Boy F9. No, NESCardinality does not have Erdrick's sword yet. He has not made it to the basement.
Although it looks like he's going there now.
He's going to try.
Yeah.
Mac Attack. Yes, the times are even right now. They are both 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 11, 12, 13, 14 seconds into this race.
Yep.
But the thing is, Mr. Holmes has a very large lead in experience gain, which means he has better stats right now, and he also has the better equipment, having found the best sword in the game already.
Yep, and that could be part of the reason. I mean, Holmes has had the flame sword for quite a while, while NESCard's still rocking the broadsword.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, now he has Erdrick's sword. Holmes does. So that's probably why the experience lead's been growing.
He's had the experience. He's had the equipment lead all game, and it's really showing.
Yep.
At this point. Jeez, he just hit at the snowman for 52. Jeez.
Yep, Steve, this is a randomizer. And the projected time to win, probably within about 10 minutes or so, I'd say, because home stats are close.
Yeah, if this level's a
Maybe
bust...
15.
Yeah, if this level's a bust, it might take a little longer, because now we're getting into the, okay, this takes a while between levels area.
Yep. So, yeah, we're getting down to, let's see what level 17 is. He needs 1,300 more experience. I imagine if it's a good level, he'll probably suicide and come right back.
Yep.
If he has enough MP, he might cast outside, though.
It looks like he is going to try to get to the mini-boss, but I don't think he's going to get there.
Yeah, he probably wants to find out what that mini-boss is, just to know if he has to worry about it, and he won't find out. Yep, need to use our words.
Words? What are words?
Yeah, so what level is Holmes? Holmes is level 16?
16.
Yeah, so right now he has 117 max HP, 99 max MP, 84 strength, and 102 agility.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that agility kind of eliminates the problems of the Red Dragon and Armored Knights.
Edge Figaro, you say, come on, Red Dragon Gatekeeper. That's not going to be much of a challenge for Mr. Holmes, given that the Red Dragon has sleep and attacks only. So, for NESCard's sake, what you want is like a golem with sleep and fire breath. That would be the ideal situation for NESCardinality to catch up.
Right. I can't think of much else that would stop him at this point.
Yeah.
Although, again, there's still the Death Necklace possibility if it turns out to be necessary.
Yeah, if level
It's only saving grace right now.
Yeah, if level 17 is 0 strength but like 30 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's still, NESCard is still 2 levels behind, so
it's probably not going to be enough to
that
make up the
might not be
difference.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can get sleep blocked by red dragons. That's possible. I mean, but it's very low probability at this point, I think, with the amount of agility they have.
And Mr. Holmes is fighting on his way down.
And as I say that, NESCard gets sleep blocked by a red dragon.
Yep.
Although he's 2 levels behind, so his agility's not quite that high. He's only looking at 84 agility right now, so
it
less
looks
than 50%
like
to run.
It looks like Mr. Holmes is conserving his MP. I'm wondering if he's going to grind for the level on the way down and hope that he gets the strength he needs to get to a place where he can attack, where he can kill the Dragon Lord with his 95 HP.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
And-
absolutely what he's going to do right now. Because like I said, he knows he's close. He could have a shot at winning it right now, but he'd have to get lucky. But one more level, he's thinking is probably going to do it, unless it's a really bad level.
Right. Yeah, I would be under the same impression. Yeah, just all he needs is what? What would you think? Maybe like 3 or 4 strength?
Let's see, his MP is 99, or 99 MP. Yeah, about 4 strength would do it.
Yeah.
That would give him 50% to win. And actually, with the amount of HP they have, it's almost a sure win at that point. Because they're likely to get at least 1 double attack.
Yeah, if not more. Yeah. So Mr. Holmes looks like he wants to grind here, right here.
Yeah, Timsy, it don't feel too bad. I mean, Card has made it pretty far. I mean, this is the bonus bracket finals, so I mean, we're down to the top 3 players basically right now.
Yep.
I think they are the top 3 seeds, aren't they?
They are. NESCardinality was seed 1, Game Boy is seed 2, and Mr. Holmes is seed 3.
Yep.
Who, by the way, took out seed 4 to get here.
Yep.
Seed 4 being Crystal MTG. So while NESCardinality and Mr. Holmes are... Oh, here we go. Level 17 on Mr. Holmes' side.
6 power. 39 hit points. Wow. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's going to win now. I didn't see how much MP he got.
5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help him at the moment now because he'd have to refill. Although that would be enough for 1 more heal more, but he doesn't need it.
And as High Spirits, points out in chat, if he had the Death Necklace, this would be a really free win, as opposed to a mostly free win.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's still fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll get several double attacks with that much hit points.
So,
and even without double attacks, he should win this fight. So
yeah, definitely. While we have an extra second here, I would encourage everybody that who has not yet done so to please follow NESCardinality and Mr. Holmes here on Twitch. They are wonderful watches on Twitch to just watch them do whatever they do. NESCardinality does a whole bunch of different games, so does Mr. Holmes. So if you haven't yet, make sure you're following these 2 runners.
Yep. And I will point out the inspiration for, or I guess the thought of creating this randomizer happened while I was watching NESCardinality run Dragon Warrior, so...
There you go.
Yep. So he's kind of the inspiration for this.
Goose.
It all started with a question in chat of, would anyone be interested in a randomizer for this game?
So, Goose 665, boink, there is that, and I will type up the DW randomizer.
Yeah, and I'm super stoked to get it out, Ezreal. It's going to be soon.
And we have a question in chat. Why don't you just address it again real quick? What does the Death Necklace do?
Death Necklace gives you 10 extra strength, or 10 extra attack power, rather, at the cost of 25% of your hit points. Now, of course, that's a randomizer only thing, yeah, as Will said. And that can make a difference in the final fight there sometimes. Again, in this case, it's not necessary, so he's not going to bother looking for it. And the boss is a blue dragon.
Blue dragon.
So not 10, he just crits it immediately. So, easy fight. Meanwhile, this card reaches level 15.
Which, unfortunately, we know is still 2 behind where he needs to be.
Right.
And, he's using a heal, which doesn't take him... So now he has 10 heal mores and 153 HP. Wonder if he's going to be able to get a triple attack at the start.
That's completely possible, actually. Especially if Dragon Lord 1 is kind here. And he's not that kind.
Ooh, not that kind again.
Yep. He has 2 more herbs. We'll see. Yeah, he's thinking. Yeah, he wants to start this fight off with max HP. And it's close enough. Physical attack from Dragon Lord only does 5 damage.
All right,
he doesn't
here we
get
go.
back attacked, and he doesn't.
15. That's a nice roll.
Yep.
Another nice roll. He's going to get a triple.
Yep, there it is. Triple attack. He almost got a quadruple attack. Wow.
Almost. Yeah, no reason for Holmes to take any chances with attacking on 47.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely no reason, because you're not wasting any heal more power with that much HP. I mean, the only reason you do it with less hit points is to get a little more boost out of your heal more without hitting your HP cap. When you have over 140 hit points, there's never a reason to attack with low hit points.
Yeah, this is super free at this point. He's already done 88 and now 100 damage to the Dragon Lord, and he still has a bunch of heal mores left. This is free.
Yeah, this is an easy fight. Like I said, he was, even without any double attacks, he had this fight down.
Helps that he's getting fantastic rolls.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as I say that, he rolls 8. And there he goes.
Yep.
Down in 13 attacks.
Good game, Mr. Holmes.
Alright, so now we just have to wait for him to get back to Tantagil Castle.
Yep.
Before he can put... Yep.
And NESCardinality will get the bad news here momentarily.
And ladies and gentlemen, get out your GGs. Mr. Holmes has finished in first place in the seed with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 13 seconds, and will move on to defend his title in the grand finals against Game Boy F9. Good game to Mr. Holmes.
Yep.
And as Game Boy F9 puts out in chat, that this is a rematch of last year's grand final, which did pit Mr. Holmes versus Game Boy F9. The only difference is last year it was Game Boy F9 that came up through the bottom bracket. This year it's Mr. Holmes. And NESCardinality raiding the treasury block for finally picking up Erdrick's sword and the fighter's ring. He's going to stay at the Inn and Coal and finish up some grinding to get to what we know to be level 17 to be the level to kill off the Dragon Lord.
Yep. I assume Mr. Holmes will join us here shortly.
Yep, he just said 1 moment. And with that ding, I do believe we have a Mr. Holmes joining us in chat. Mr. Holmes, congratulations, sir.
You're wrong. There's no Mr. Holmes here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey guys, thanks a lot.
Yes, congratulations being champion of the losers.
It's not the first time someone's told me that.
So, what are your impressions on the seed, sir?
There are a few things I was a combination of either fortunate or just good decision making that I felt could have given me an advantage if our good friend NESCardinality didn't stumble onto the same sort of luck. It's kind of a good to be lucky, lucky to be good sort of scenario.
It was kind of a combination of two, I think. I mean, one of the big differentiators was you grinded for the flame shield early, or flame sword early.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, he stopped with the broadsword. So I feel like that was a big factor there. And you also dove for the Erdrick sword earlier.
Okay, so like what was the experience like? Like did the flame sword help me out in the early game, or did I fall behind while I was gold grinding, or
you had a lead most of the so once you killed that metal slime, you had a lead and you never relinquished it. In fact, when NESCardinality first went into Sherlock, the experience differential was 5,000.
Wow. Holy smokes. I guess it must have been just partially getting to hurt more quicker. That probably helped.
That helped, and NESCardinality had quite a few untimely deaths on the overworld, looking for various things. A couple of times he got to Breckenary, which was on the right-hand side, western side of the map.
Okay.
He would get right to Breckenary and die with Breckenary on his screen.
Okay.
He did that a few times.
Yeah, so there was some bad luck on his part as well.
Yeah.
Well, I made one... okay. So, I'm not sure if you saw my reaction on that last level up.
Mm-mm.
Fantastic if you did. I kind of just flew back all the way to my bookshelf after I saw 36 HP. I was like, all right, that's great. We're going to put the death necklace on. It's going to be great. And then I looked at my inventory and was like, oh, man.
Yeah, you never found the Grave of Garen where the death necklace was.
Basically, I had all the plot items.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, there's no reason for me to find the grave unless the sword's in there. So let's go look for the sword first. We'll get experience along the way. If the sword's there, fantastic. I don't need to find the grave. If it's not, well, I got experience along the way, and then I can go look for it.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I feel like that was a good decision. Yeah, that was... NESCard did find the death necklace, and that was really kind of his only hope near the end, is that it would be required if you wanted to go a level 2 earlier, but didn't turn out to be the case.
If we only got 15 HP instead of 36, it may have been. I was trying to think. It was 90 strength at the end of the day, so...
Yeah, I think you could have... I think from my calculations, anyway, you could have won even without any double attacks.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's probably 13 attacks, I think. Doing 12 average. With 10 heal mores. Yeah, I only needed 1 or 2. And then I almost got 4 attacks at the start, so hooray!
Yeah, we saw that. Z-Man was saying he might get a triple attack here, and then he almost got 4. 3 hit points there, and you would have gotten a 4th attack in.
Yeah, that's why I want to make a point of actually using my herbs. I was just being safe. Maybe if I had been not panicking so much and had thought about it, I would have not used it and just realized the fight was free. But I didn't want to leave any room for doubt, because if you're over 148 HP, that health only matters at the very start, because you can never actually heal over that.
Yeah.
And actually, I'd like to make the comment that I got 3 absolutely ridiculous heal more rolls at the beginning of that fight, and I was very upset about that. I would get down to 46 health, and I'd be like, okay, no sense taking risks, let's heal. And then I would heal to 133, I'd only get an 85 or an 87. And then I would get right back down to 44, I'm like, man, I need some double attacks, I know they're there. And then the probability evened out. I'm very... In summary, I'm very pleased with how the race went. There are a few small to medium mistakes, and those will almost always happen, but I feel like I made some good decision making. My pre-race chess games to get my mind focused really paid off. Yes. Out of curiosity, did Ness find the armor in a reasonably timely fashion?
It didn't take him too long, but you definitely found it earlier than him.
Yeah, I want to say you probably found it 10, 15 minutes ahead of him, somewhere around there.
Okay. Yeah, that really helped because we didn't have a ton of HP, and just being able to defense break stuff. Like I was able to take care of wolves once I stopped spelled them. Like stuff like that where it makes everything else more efficient, and of course the free healing.
Yeah.
So yeah, just getting that and getting the flame sword, then it's just go, go, go. And yeah.
We have NESCard right now diving down through Sherlock. Looks like he's getting experience on his way.
Yeah, he's going to grind to 17 and fight the Dragon Lord. Looks like his plan.
Yeah, and get that absurd HP boost.
Yeah.
We actually, thankfully we had a boatload of agility, which made me very happy.
Yeah, that was
very
another factor that could have come into play with his Red Dragons with sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But having that much agility made it easier to run from them.
I was more concerned about the plethora of armored knights on the bottom zone.
Yeah,
it seemed like they were only 40%, but the first 2 times I went there, it was just like 4 out of 5 encounters were armored knights. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that one hallway, you had like 4 encounters in a row that were all armored knights. We're like, okay, this is not going to be easy.
Yeah, I'm like, well, there goes all my MP. And I was thinking, should I try and run away to try and get the sword? It's like, no, because I don't know the sword's going to be there, and I don't want to waste experience. And so I'm like, I'll just go and grind again. It's the same thing I'm going to be doing anyway, so... I had to die once on that second last floor, but whatever. We got there.
Yep.
Any comments, questions, concerns, queries, quorums?
I don't know. I think you played that seed really well. It was you found coal early, which was a huge advantage, and from there you just kind of made the right decisions, and you played it well. This was an impeccably played seed on your end.
Appreciate that.
I didn't really have any reason to question any of the decisions you made. So,
Game Boy F9 in chat asks a question. Looking forward to the grand final, friend?
Yeah. I am looking forward to the grand final.
Looking forward to defending your title.
Anything else clever, so I'm just gonna say classic Game Boy, classic Game Boy, classic Game Boy. All else fails, repeat the same phrase over and over again.
Yeah, and as Game Boy pointed out, just as you were finishing up, that it's a rematch of the last year's grand final, except the rules are reversed. You come up from the bottom bracket, and Game Boy's waiting for you instead of vice versa. Correct. So you're going to have to win too.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'd like to win, but I just want to see it go 2 races. I don't think that's because it's never happened, right? Last year was just one and done.
Last year was one and done.
Yep. I think we're all kind of hoping for that.
Because they would be back-to-back races, right?
Yeah. I think that's going to depend on you and Game Boy. I think, however you guys want to schedule it.
I think he was suggesting next, like Monday, as in like 10 days from now. That's Thanksgiving in Canada, so I'm not sure if that's going to work, but we'll see.
Oh, that's right. It is Thanksgiving in Canada in 2 weeks. That's right.
Yep.
You Canadians and your crazy holidays.
Yeah, we call it Columbus Day here. Here in the States.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is live.
And I'm going to my parents, so I won't have to actually do any cooking this year. I won't have to butcher a turkey like it's from a movie scene. Get the plastic Dexter room all set up. That's about accurate.
NESCard burns the heel more.
Go ahead.
He shouldn't need. he could win with 7, 6 or 7, because he can actually use the death necklace.
Yeah. And the level is what, 12,500?
Just 12,000.
Oh, 12,000. So this will do it for him. And he's probably going to be shocked at the HP gain he gets.
Yep.
Oh, nope, he still needs one more.
Oh, was yelling.
This will do it.
999.
He's got 11,852. I was looking at his gold count, not his experience.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Oh, man. So how many viewers did we get today?
Couple times I checked, we were in the 300-400s.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for showing up.
Absolutely.
Beats the 3 or 4 I usually get in my stream, so if I'm lucky. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And burns another heal more, puts on the death necklace.
Let's see how many attacks he gets right off the gate. This will be
Yeah.
interesting.
With after the death necklace, what's a quarter of 156? That's like 39. So it's 117.
116.
Okay, probably rounded down. Something.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rounding
Yes.
error in that calculation, which I have fixed in 2.0, but
It's really interesting. This is one of those scenarios where the death necklace off might even be slightly advantageous. I'm not sure. I'd have to do some calculations. Maybe if there's 10 HP less. Like, because if you're 10 HP less, you'd be at like 108 with the death necklace, and you're probably not getting any doubles. Maybe one. Only had like 7 heal mores. Maybe having 150 HP would be better.
You got a terrible Dragon Lord 1. Frickin' 3 hurt mores in a row.
2, but luckily I had some herbs, and then
You had a bunch of herbs to offset all that.
he had burned all of his herbs at that point, so
Aha. Yeah, I don't blame him not knowing what the next level would provide.
Yep.
Well, he's getting some rather mediocre rolls here.
Yeah, he's only 10 to 20, or 10 to 20, or 10 to 21, I think. So
Oh, there's a 10.
he'll get it.
Well, he's at 68 with now 5 heal mores left.
Okay, maybe not. He didn't have very much health. I think I only did 158, and he died. So
Yeah, but you did 158. I counted that.
hooray!
Oh, there's a 20. Okay.
Nice.
He's at 104 with 3 heal mores left.
That should be fine with 15 average.
118. I think he should be okay. He should be okay.
Definitely kind of cutting it close, but
Yeah, he's cutting it close, but I think he'll do it.
Yep.
He just needs 25 now, and he's got like 4 attacks to do. He'll be okay. 144. He burns his last heal more.
guaranteed.
And 14 gives him 158. You both do 158.
Yep.
Kill him
And
off.
he had 156 hit points, so
Okay.
Oh, cool. So where was the grave, out of curiosity? Was it near Brecon area, or?
Yep, just south of
Yep.
Breckenary.
Okay. I thought I explored the northwest part of the map, but I think there might have been a bit of a dead area in between. I kind of wasn't thinking about it. When I found Cantlin, I was very happy because I didn't want it to be Breckenary.
peace is restored.
Peace has been restored.
For the final time ever. Literally ever.
Until you guys race. Until you guys race next time. You and Game Boy.
Until McGrew makes a patch and calls it the Ball of Plight, which actually restores darkness to the land.
That's what happens if you say yes to the Dragon Lord, I think.
Oh, right.
50-50 chance that the Dragon Lord makes you say yes.
Well, I thought that... Well, the screen turns red, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was the Dragon Lord just putting mood lighting on.
And everybody get out your GGs to NESCardinality, who has finished this race in an official SRL time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 30 seconds. A differential of 16 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's some fan fiction there you're thinking of, Holmes.
Well, there is threesome percent. Sure, someone in chat can explain what that is.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in this tournament yet, I don't think.
There's also random categories. I'm gonna call it spark over percent, which is where you have to win the race. You have to give a cursed belt to the princess. Like you have to rescue her, and then your inventory has to be full, and it has to be all cursed belts. Belt.
That's an interesting. It might be an interesting category.
Yeah. Hopefully, the mics are all fine.
I think so. I think we're just waiting on Holmes to join us in chat.
Yep. Just good old Holmes.
Yep.
Oh, God. I'm we're waiting on NESCard to join us in chat.
Yes.
Oy.
It's actually an
Catch
interesting
line?
thought. I wonder if I could make that happen. Have a mode for spark over percent in a future version.
Spark over percent where all the bridges lead to one square.
No, where you have to give a cursed spell to this princess, and then
Oh, well,
yeah,
All
the
right.
ending.
I think we have a NESCardinality, sir. Sir, good job. Good game, sir.
Thank you.
Good game, Ness.
It's good game. It's a little rough when everything kills you early on, and then you learn hurt more, and you find absolutely all the enemies that you can't hurt more.
No, where you have to give a cursed spell to this
A
princess.
lot of wizards, a
and then,
lot of demon knights.
and the
All right.
ending.
I think we have a NESCardinality, sir.
Counted a
Sir,
lot of
good
Wraith
job.
Knights
Good
that I
game,
couldn't
sir.
hit with hurt more.
Oh man, good game, Ness. Yeah.
It makes
So it
perfect
sounds-
sense that I was that far behind.
Well, one of the things apparently that helped me out is I grinded that 120 chest in the treasury and picked up a flame sword, which, like wizards,
I thought about it, but that's a long grind. I mean, I thought about the silver shield too, but I was really happy with the idea of just getting
Oh,
the
man.
broadsword and large shield.
yeah. Was there a silver shield? I never saw one.
Yeah, it's in
So
Breckenary.
it sounds. Oh, I never found that. Well,
Just north
one
of
of
the
the
grave.
things apparently that helped
Yeah, I
me
never
out
found that
is
either.
I grinded that 120
You
chest
never
in the
found the
treasury and picked up a
grave?
flame sword.
No, I won without the death necklace.
Oh, helped a little.
How do you go through the game without finding a cave that could have Erdrick's sword, like 5 chests?
Well, so what happened was I got all the plot items, and then
Was there a silver shield? I
hadn't
never
found
saw
the
one.
grave. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grind for EXP.
Oh, I never found that.
Search the treasury. If it doesn't have the sword,
Yeah, I never
then
found
I
that
just
either.
got some experience in it. And then I would look for the grave. But
Oh,
it had
so you
it,
went-
so it was all
No,
good.
You went to
I
Charlotte
won
first,
without the
I
death
gotcha.
necklace.
Yeah. And then since I found it, I didn't make a point of searching. I actually thought I had the death necklace. Well,
It was
so
from
what
my
happened
last-
was
the-
I
the
got all the plot
practice
items,
seed I was doing earlier today.
and then
Hadn't
because
found the
I
grave.
was and
Not
so I'm like,
on
you know what?
full
I'm going to
resources.
grind
I
for
leveled up
EXP,
halfway
search
through
the treasury.
Charlock.
If it doesn't have the sword,
And I
was like, oh, 10 heal mores. I'm
then
going
I
to be
just
fine.
got some experience in it.
And then I get
And then I would
floors
look
away
for
and
the
I look
grave.
at my
But
inventory.
it had it,
so it was
I'm
all
like,
good. I don't have that, do I? Oh well, I'm committed now. And then since I
And
found
so
it,
I
I
went.
didn't
Hey,
make a point of
NESCard,
searching.
apparently we're getting some reports of your...
I actually
your
thought I
streaming not
had the
being
death
muted?
necklace. It was from my last the practice seed I was doing
Thank you.
earlier today.
I appreciate that.
Because
Thank you.
I was
Yeah, no problem.
not
Apparently
on
there was
full
just an echo
resources.
going
I
on.
leveled up halfway through
Oh.
Charlock, and I was like, "Oh, 10 heal mores. I'm going to be fine."
Anyways, continue,
Floors away,
please.
and I look
Please
at my
continue.
inventory. I'm like,
So I
don't
almost
have
started
that,
off
do I?
my
Oh well, I'm
DL2
committed
fight
now.
with 4 attacks,
And
which
so I
was
went.
quite
Hey, NESCard,
amazing.
apparently we're getting some reports of
And
your stream may not be muted.
it was one of those seeds where almost not using the death necklace was about
Thank
the same
you.
as using it,
Yeah.
I appreciate
just because
that.
of how many
Thank you.
double attacks you get.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, yeah,
Apparently
for
there was
sure.
just
No,
an
we
echo
were
going on.
overpowered at that point.
Oh,
I think
I
I
only
burned
did 7.
I think I burned 2 heal mores.
Anyways,
before
continue,
the Dragon
please.
Lord, and
Please
I didn't even
continue.
check my stats. I was like, well.
Oh, I
let's
almost
go.
started off my DL2 fight with 4
what was
attacks,
your
which was
reaction
quite
when you saw
amusing.
38 HP?
And
I think it was 39. Were you on
Oh,
strength agility?
It was one of those seeds where almost not using the
Strength
death
HP.
necklace was about the same as using it,
HP,
just
right?
because
That's
of how
what
many
you
double
always do.
attacks you get.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
I think I said what the
at that point.
Yeah.
I think
I
I was
think
like,
I only
okay,
7.
let's go.
I think I burned 2 heal more.
Are you familiar with the bookcase behind my webcam from my stream?
Not super familiar. I've seen it.
Okay. Well, I basically like threw my chair backwards and slammed into the bookshelf. I was so taken aback.
Wow.
I was when the mic is muted, I tend to be overly animated. Like shaking my fist at red dragons when they keep resisting my stop spell. Jerks.
Well, it sounds like, regardless, it sounds like everything went like really, really well for you. I think if things had gone normally for me, you probably still would have won, and it would have been, I mean, like somewhat closer, but it sounds like your race was the kind of race I would like to have. I really, now that I think about it, now that you mention it, I really like the idea of going into Sharlock, given that, the Stone Man was not a favorable grind enemy. So
Oh no, yeah.
I did like that idea. I grinded in Sharlock as well.
Yeah, I think I started grinding from about level 12.
Yep, that was
All
it.
those items.
Yep. Yeah, I think you first entered Sherlock at level 12, and I think you took 3 or 4 times trying to make it down before you eventually made it down to the treasury, I think.
Yeah, at that low of a level, we didn't really have enough MP to get there. So I just fight what I could, and then I run out of MP and I would die, and then I do it again. Just persistence.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
I think this is a good lesson for everyone who takes a loss hard, especially in a game like this, a randomizer. Sometimes all the circumstances are against you, and everything you do can't really help when that happens. So, I mean, I would love for this tournament to be triple elimination, but it is what it is. That can't happen. And if it hurts taking a loss, you gotta shift your perspective, because stuff like this just happens sometimes.
Yep, I was definitely a couple fortunate things and a couple decisions that I really like that I make. Like I found the armor pretty early.
Yeah, me too.
Like at level. Well, apparently I found it like 10 minutes before you did.
Okay.
I basically got level 3 or 4. I went through the swamp cave and then I just found it. So
You went through the swamp cave. I really felt like there was no reason to do that.
Garinham or something. I mean, just why not? You never know. Just doing something.
Yeah. It seemed like another small map. There was a lot of water, like, on the bottom and the big lake in the middle right. It was very easy to explore everywhere. Like, I had a seed last night, which was easily the smallest map I've ever played on, and it looks like it was another one looking at my map.
I'd be interested to see the map from that. I would normally ask mcgrew, but yours will be written out perfectly in painstaking detail. So.
Yep. Yeah, there was kind of a large, like the entire southeast corner of the map was inaccessible. So.
Yeah, judging from my potato quality map, it looks like that's the case.
Yeah, actually, most of the south part of the map was inaccessible. So. Yeah, there was a little bit smaller map than normal.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't look past Cantlin, but I just assumed it was going to run out shortly.
Garinham was pretty isolated from everything. You had to go west and then north and then east, and it wasn't as the crow flies. It wasn't that far from the start, but it was on a different, not continent, but like peninsula.
Yeah, well, Hawksness was there too. When I got to Hawksness, I wanted to move right because I knew I was close to the corner. So Garinham was an easy find, and having the harp right in front of I actually knew it had to be the Shrine Cave at that point.
Oh,
Having
okay.
the harp right in front was nice.
Yeah, that guy sent you on the long, arduous quest upstairs to get the harp.
I propose a test. Go downstairs and open the treasure chest.
Get one key. Yeah, I think I actually found Garinham before Hawksness. Perimeter explored the coastline very closely, and I kind of just wrapped around. I found Garinham before I found the north coastline. I mean, I know they're right next to each other, but that's just how my exploration went. But I found them obviously shortly thereafter.
I guess there wasn't anything important in the mountain cave either, was there?
No. Just help with the gold grind, that's all. So, but then again, the grave could have done that as well, so.
Yeah.
That was I going to say. There was a lot of annoying enemies in this seed, I found.
Well, almost everything had sleep.
Yeah.
Red dragons, wizards, stone men, specters. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, wolves had sleep.
Yeah, wolves were the first culprit.
Wraith knights had sleep.
A wyvern had dragon lord breath.
Mm-hmm. I think that was the only enemy we saw that had Dragon Lord breath.
Blue Slimes had it, and that's it.
Goldman had it.
Golem had it, but didn't seem to be any golems.
No, we didn't see one. Where were they? We didn't see one of them.
They could be in an
Maybe-
inaccessible zone. Like they could exist over
Maybe-
water.
Maybe it was the Swamp Cave mini boss. Maybe.
No, there were no golems,
But they did have fire breath.
but
It's like
they
an
did have
extra
fire
simple
breath.
question.
The theoretical golems had fire breath. They actually had fire breath and heal more. Dragon Lord fire breath and heal more. So if that would have been the mini boss, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, like in Hawksnew's guarding the armor or something like that.
Yep. Luckily, they did not exist. They were extinct.
Anyway, any other thoughts? I've been talking for a while now.
Well, I'm interested to watch the finals.
Oh, and Goldman apparently had fire breath.
Goldman,
That Dragon
I
Lord.
ran into one.
I was always able to run from them.
Yeah, right after I got Erdrick's armor, I was only like level 5 or 6, and I tried running away from a Goldman. It failed, and it did fire breath. I was like, oh great, it's only 48. Right, I have the armor, so it didn't quite kill me. But it took me down to 2, and I was not happy about that. Well, cool guys. Thank you very much for commentating this race, and I look forward to conversing / racing / commiserating with you all later.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fun race to commentate. McGrew, any more comments, questions for these guys?
No, nothing else I want to add. Just good luck on the finals and win race 1 at least. I want to see a
Yeah, win
doubleheader.
race 1 for sure.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yep. So, McGrew, when's version 2.2 coming out? Hey, buddy?
2.0, very soon, very soon.
I mean, like the one after that.
Okay.
I'm getting on you.
That one, I don't know. 2.0, it's close. I have one more thing to complete, basically, and it'll be ready to go. I may just end up punting on that and putting it in a later version. It's basically the Gwaylin sprite. It's not quite done yet. It's really the only thing holding it up, so it's almost there.
I want to see a 100% swamp option.
Yeah, there's a 75% swamp option.
Not enough.
Not enough swamp.
I
Must
love
be all
this idea.
Yes, there is a mode, big swamp mode, which makes about 75% of the overworld swamp.
You call it dig shake mode.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Thanks again, NESCardinality. I look forward to many engaging races with you in the future, and probably going to watch your stream for the rest of the night. So
Cool. Yeah, 2.0
see
is
you
going to
there.
be a blast, by the way. It's going to be different.
Yep, and there's chaos mode as well, which completely randomizes all enemy stats too. So
Cool stuff. Alrighty, lots of fun, unexplored stuff to deal with.
Yep.
All the people in chat, you should check this stuff out. Go see McGrew's profile.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
easy to
randomizes.
pick up.
Oh, and random weapon prices as well
Right.
in the chaos mode. So it should be fun.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the race,
Night,
guys.
everyone. Thanks.
All right, so just really quick before we sign off for the night, before we let Fiesel close this channel, what do we have on the schedule? Right now, over on Speed Gaming 2, we have a link to the past randomizer seed. A little later, well, today at this point, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time here on Speed Gaming, is a 2D Zelda relay race. So that'll be fun. That's going to take up the majority of the day. Over on Speed Gaming 2, it's starting at 12 p.m. It looks like we've got 3 different Super Metroid randomizer races going on. I'm not sure what happens to be going on Speed Gaming 3, but you can always check that out. So, the only thing left to do now in this Dragon Warrior randomizer tournament is the grand finals, which we have Game Boy F9 versus Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes will need twice to capture the Dragon Warrior Randomizer title, whereas Game Boy F9 only needs to win once, as this is a double elimination tournament. So, with that, for McGrew, I am Z-Man050778. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and have a wonderful evening.
Indeed.